Ladies and gentlemen, hope you are doing well and having a fantastic one out there on this beautiful Saturday, at least for myself that it is. Today we're going to listen to this track, Bring Him Back Home. This is from Hugh Masekela, hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, off of his album Tomorrow, released in 1987. Now, we're listening to this, it wasn't necessarily a recommendation from anyone or anything like that. Honestly, I went down a little bit of a YouTube rabbit hole and I was reading a little bit, I haven't gotten far, but I was reading a little bit about apartheid and such there, because honestly, it's a subject that, while I'm aware of, I'm not aware as much as I'd like to be. So I was just reading up on a little bit on it, and I had come across some anti-apartheid music, and honestly, I was like, oh, I know Biko is one from Peter Gabriel. Let me listen to a little bit more, and what better place to do so than here with you all. So this seemed to be a popular track at the time, and I'd like to go ahead and listen to it. So hopefully you don't mind as well indulging me. So I couldn't find the album itself on Spotify, but I did find the track in several places. It's on several compilations, and all of them match up with the same duration and everything. So should be completely fine. So let's go ahead and pull up the track. We'll talk about it a little bit after. Here we go. I like the drums back there. Joyful that is. And very catchy. Those trumpet riffs. I like how their voices are made heard, unified. Solo here. I love that little organ riff there. I like how joyous this is. I like the little downturn up now. like how the organ hit home with that note there. I mean, to me, the biggest thing that stands out in there is how absolutely exuberantly joyous the music is. It is absolutely celebratory. I love how everyone's voices are strong, unified, passionate, and creating this incredibly uplifting atmosphere that, like I said, you can't help but feel like, to me, it's like a party in the streets, almost like a parade. And what I imagine is a parade of people marching to protest and to sing out this cry for freedom. I mean, it's very, very much straightforward. Bring back Nelson Mandela, right? Free him, of course. Excuse me. And I think that instead of the music coming across dour and depressing and hopeless in a way, instead of going that direction, I love how these are not facing the shadows. These are facing the sun and looking towards that brighter future, looking towards that light. And all of that, I think, comes across very beautifully and very powerful in their lyrics, but also just the way that they all sing and perform here. Now, with Hugh, he's playing the trumpet and flugelhorn, some of the percussion as well. And I love how in the first verse, it's just him riffing in there. Like very, very dancey, right? Very exciting. Then the solo on the second verse there, he gets to, elaborate there with a more, not mellow necessarily, but a proper solo of sorts. And I really enjoy his sounds, the tone that he chooses there. I like how the first one, those trumpet blasts were just kind of hitting out and charging out. The second one, there's a little bit more introspection and thought and kind of laid plans into where he's going with the composition there. And there's little bits of fun instrumentation around it. The organ, it sounded like either some sort of vibes or xylophone or something like that would be played around. Maybe the steel drum or something of that nature. But it's just a very beautiful, festive track with, once again, a powerful message as well. Bring back Nelson Mandela. Bring him back home to Soweto. I want to see him walking down the streets of South Africa tomorrow. I like the immediacy, of course, in here. Bring back Nelson Mandela. Bring him back home to Soweto. I want to see him walking hand in hand with Winnie Mandela. Then it says, Mayabuye, Hele Buya Mandela. Now, I don't know what this says, or this means rather, so let's go ahead and give that a little search if you don't mind. Let's see. It's a Xhosa word meaning let it return or bring it back. There you go. It's a powerful slogan with deep historical roots in South Africa's struggle, of course, for liberation. So there you go with Mayabuye, and I might be saying that incorrectly, of course. And I would imagine this is probably free. Mandela, can I translate that section? Hello, come back, Mandela. There you go. You guys can't see that, but it translates here for myself. And of course, it repeats the lines from there. And I think the rest of it, is very much repeated and straightforward. Like I said, there's no mincing the meaning here. There's no, beating around the bush. It's very straightforward in what it sets out to accomplish here with their message. It says it was released as the first track off of course, this album Tomorrow. It was recorded in 1986 when Masekela was in exile from the apartheid region or regime of South Africa. The melody is buoyant, containing a number of powerful chords and trumpet riffs. The lyrics demand the release of Black South African leader Nelson Mandela, who had been imprisoned by the white South African government on Robben Island since 1962. It became enormously popular, turned into the unofficial album of the anti-apartheid movement. It's one of his most performed live songs. Let's see. He says he was, this talking about Nelson Mandela, was a great fan of Hugh's music, and on Masekela's birthday in 1985, smuggled out a letter to him expressing his good wishes. Hugh was inspired to write this track in response. In interviews, he's expressed admiration for Mandela, saying he was the symbol, he was the voice of all the people. Sam Radahalo writes that the reception of Mandela's letter and the writing of this song marked Masekela's evolution into an anti-apartheid activist. And of course, the lyrics talk about Nelson Mandela walking freely through the streets of Africa, which I can imagine that, like, on that day of his release, that was the mood, right? That was the absolute celebratory nature there, even though, of course, there was always more work to be done in that particular lane, so to speak. And it goes on from there. It says censorship, actually. The song was banned in South Africa by the government upon its release. Nonetheless, it became part of the musical voices protesting the apartheid regime and became an important song in the late 1880s or 1980s. It was declared to be clean by the South African government following Mandela's release in 1990. It became one of Hugh's most popular pieces and one of the most live performed songs as well from him, as we heard. I think that's a wonderful track that, as you heard, it's filled with hope, is filled with admiration and respect for Nelson Mandela, and of course filled with just that overzealous and overjoyed hope that, you know, he would be walking the streets with him once again, or with them once again in the future. Let me know what you guys thought of the track, of course, in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for being here. I'll see you all tomorrow.